So I remember just quitting praying. And I remember um, uh, going to bed and I would just think about all kind of crazy stuff, how I hated my sister-in-law. It's stuff like that. Those kind of thoughts. I hate her guts. You know, stuff like that. I mean, I hate this one, that one. I can't stand her. Those kind of thoughts. And then I thought, those were the last thoughts in my mind before I went off to sleep. So one day I'm laying in bed and I hear one word, pray. One word. I turned over. I don't know how long later, maybe the following week, maybe a couple of days later, I don't know the time frame. Laying in bed, not praying, just trying to go to sleep. Pray. Don't know the time frame. Once again, pray. Why should I pray? You're rolling around up there in your happy heaven, and I'm squirming down here like a maggot. You don't have ears to hear. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that till after the fact. That was a prayer. That was such a beautiful, honest prayer. That was the beginning of prayer. So God caught my attention. Well, the next thing you know, Aunt Sandy and Richie are going to this vacation Bible school, and their friend gave them a Bible. And I didn't have a Bible, and they gave them a Bible, so they could have it for vacation Bible. And they said that, that their kids could have the Bible. Well, I put it on a shelf and what have you, and one day I'm in the other room, and it was like, and I was drawn to pick up that Bible. I mean, it was actually a drawing. Mm-hmm. And I picked it up, and where did I open it up? To the book of Genesis. And I started reading, and then I got to the begots and all those names that I couldn't pronounce. And I thought, put it back on the shelf. I don't know how long it stayed on the shelf. I picked it up again, opened it up, started reading where I left off the last time. And I'm struggling through it, and I thought, a thought came to me. I remember a nun said, if you ever want to read the Bible, read the words that Jesus spoke. I thought, okay. So I opened up the scriptures. I thought, well, this is a lot better. So I'm reading it, and I thought, well, this ain't too much better. Because I come to, you are the salt of the earth. I thought, what kind of crazy talk is this? And it was like, okay, what is salt? It's healing. It flavors. It can ruin things. I mean, you can do a lot of things with salt. And I thought, okay, he's calling us the salt of the earth. So the Lord is starting to open up my understanding a little bit. And I'm reading, and I'm thinking, I'm reading a sentence. By the time I get to the period, I forgot what I read. That little bit. And I remember the teacher saying that even a child could understand. I said, well, I ain't no child and I don't understand. I can't even get to the period and retain what I just read. And I literally pointed like this. I says, I got a block in there and it's real deep. I did. I pointed. I showed him where it was. I said, I got a block in there it's a block that I can't remember. I can't retain what I just read. The Lord, and he just washed it right out. Just removed that block. And I could read, and it gave me understanding, and I prayed, and whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, Lord, you're not a bird. You know how they depict the Holy Spirit as a dove. Well, I remember going to church, and it was Pentecost Sunday. It was in May, and it was a beautiful, beautiful day. And I walked to church. The kids were home with their dad. And I walked to church, and I was coming home from church, and all the way home, I prayed. And, wait a minute. That's your mom. And I remember praying, and the Lord just filled my heart. I remember going to communion, and all the way home I just prayed, and I just had this love in my heart. And I come in the door, and I was just so filled with the love of the Lord. I come in the door, I didn't know where anybody was. They were gone, and all I seen was dirty dishes, and I started getting angry. I thought, them son of a... And I said, oh no, I'm sorry, Lord. So I started, getting the dishes done, and Jacqueline, I'm telling you, I thought I was having a heart attack. My heart was pierced with such love that I thought I was dying. I thought my heart was giving out. I didn't know. I thought that's what it felt like to die. My heart was just so full of love. I thought, I'm dying.